The hidden million. Lisa was cleaning out the garage when she found her husband's old laptop. Out of curiosity, she opened it. What she discovered made her hands shake. $1.2 million in Bitcoin. Her average salary. Husband had been hiding for fortune for 10 years. But when she confronted him during their divorce, he said just 3 words. I lost the password. This is the story of the most expensive lie in their marriage. Hey everyone! This shocking story was found across the internet. Names have been changed for privacy. But what happened during this divorce battle will make you question everything you think you know about your partner's finances. So let's dive in. The ordinary life. Lisa and Mark Peterson lived what most would call a comfortable middle-class life in suburban Denver, Colorado. They'd been married for 15 years and had 2 kids, Emma, 13, and Tyler, 10. Mark worked as a mid-level manager at a tech company, making around $6,000 a year. Lisa was an elementary school teacher, bringing in $40,000. Together they made ends meet, but there were luxuries. No fancy vacations to Europe, no designer clothes. They drove to 2015 Toyota Camry and 2017 Honda CR-V. Their house was a modest 3-bedroom in a decent neighborhood. The kids went to public school. Friday nights were pizza nights. Summer vacation meant camping trips or visiting Lisa's parents in Utah. Lisa sometimes wondered why Mark never seemed interested in promotions or better paying jobs. But he'd always say, I'm happy with that we have. Money isn't everything. She believed him. After all, they seemed content. But over the past 2 years, something shifted. Mark became distant. He worked late more often. He was always on his phone. The warmth between them had turned cold. Lisa tried marriage counseling. Mark refused. She suggested date nights. He was always too tired. Finally, in March 2023, Lisa made the hardest decision of her life. She filed for divorce. The divorce was supposed to be simple. They'd split the house equity, divide the retirement accounts 50-50, share custody of the kids. Mark even seemed relieved, like he wanted out just as much as she did. On Saturday afternoon in April, Lisa was cleaning out the garage, preparing for the eventual sale of the house. She found boxes of Mark's old stuff from college and his early 20s. In one box, buried under old textbooks and papers, she found a laptop, an old Dell from around 2013. Out of curiosity, she plugged it in. Surprisingly, it still worked. She clicked through old files, photos from their early dating days, some works documents, random music files. Then she saw the folder labeled Personal Finance. Inside was a single file. Bitcoin wallet private case. Lisa's heart started racing. She'd heard about Bitcoin. Everyone had. She knew people who'd made fortunes and people who'd lost everything. She opened the file. There were lost strings of random letters and numbers, wallet addresses and private keys. She copied one of the addresses and searched for it on Bitcoin Explorer website. The screen loaded. Balance 28.7 Bitcoin. Current value $1,200,000. Lisa's hands started shaking. She checked the transactions history. Mark had bought these bitcoins in 2013 for around $3,000 total. He'd held them for 10 years and never said a word. While she was budgeting groceries and clipping coupons, her husband was sitting on over $1 million. That evening, when Mark came up to pick up the kids for his weekend, Lisa was waiting. We need to talk, she said coldly. Inside now. Mark looked confused but followed her in. Lisa placed the laptop on the kitchen table. Want to explain this? She asked, opening the Bitcoin wallet file. Mark's face went white, then red, then white again. Where did you find that? He stammered. In your garage. In your box. This is your laptop, isn't it? Lisa, I can explain. $1.2 million, Mark. while I was working 2 summer jobs to afford Emma's braces, while we told Tyler he couldn't go to soccer camp because it was too expensive. You had over $1 million? But Mark put his hands up defensively. I was going to tell you. When? After the divorce was finalized? Were you planning to just take it all? It's my investment. I made it before we even had kids. I used my money. We're married, Mark. Everything is ours. You hid this from me for 10 years. Mark's jaw tightened. You can't prove I still have access to it. What? I said. Mark spoke slowly. You can't prove I can still access those bitcoins. That laptop has been in garage for years. I don't remember the passwords. As far as I'm concerned, the money is lost. Lisa stared at him in disbelief. You're lying. Prove it, Mark said coldly. Then he walked out. Lisa immediately called her divorce attorney, Patricia Ramirez. He's hiding $1.2 million and claiming he lost the password? Patricia was furious. Absolutely not. We're going after this. Within a week, Lisa's legal team filed an emergency motion to freeze all marital assets and demanded full financial discovery. They hired a digital forensics expert named Dr. Raymond Chen, who specialized in cryptocurrency investigations. Mark's attorney fired back, claiming, my client made a speculative investment over a decade ago. He no longer has access to these funds. This is a wild goose chase by vindictive ex-wife. The judge ordered both parties to appear in court. At the hearing, Mark testified under oath. Your Honor, I bought Bitcoin in 2013 as an experiment. I put it on that old laptop and forgot about it. I haven't accessed that wallet over 9 years. I genuinely do not remember the password. Those funds are effectively lost. The judge turned to Lisa's attorney. Do you have evidence that Mr. Peterson is lying? Patricia stood up. Your Honor was requesting permission to have Dr. Chen conduct and full forensic analysis for Mr. Peterson's devices, his current laptop, phone, and all cloud storage accounts. Mark's attorney objected. This is a violation of my client's privacy. The judge thought for a moment. Given the substantial amount in question, I'm allowing it. Mr. Peterson, you will provide all devices to Dr. Chen within 48 hours. Mark's face twitched, but he had no choice. Dr. Chen was thorough. Over the next 3 weeks, he analyzed Mark's current work laptop, his personal iPhone, his iPad, all his cloud storage, Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud, his email accounts going back 10 years. And then Dr. Chen found it in Mark's Google Drive in a folder labeled Tax Documents 2019. There was a file called Backup Codes. Inside that spreadsheet, buried among random passwords for streaming services and all the mail accounts, was a line that read, BTC, Vault Recovery Phrase Do Not Lose. And below it, a 12-word recovery phrase from Bitcoin wallet. But this was more. Dr. Chen found browser's history from Mark's current laptop showing that he accessed the Bitcoin wallet website multiple times in the past 6 months, including 2 weeks after Lisa filed for divorce. He checked the balance. He knew exactly how much was there. Mark had lied under oath. The next court date was picked. Lisa said with her attorney nervous but hopeful. Mark said across the aisle, confident. Dr. Chen took the stand as an expert witness. Dr. Chen, Patricia began. What did your investigation reveal? I found conclusive evidence for Mr. Peterson has accessed the Bitcoin wallet in question as recently as 3 weeks ago. The courtroom murmured. Mark's face went pale. How can you be certain? The judge asked. Dr. Chen pulled the presentation on the courtroom screen. Here's Mr. Peterson's browser history from his current MacBook Pro on April 18, 2023 at 11:47 p.m. He logged into blockchain.com and viewed the specific wallet address. He checked the balance. Furthermore, Dr. Chen continued, I found the wallet recovery phrase stored in his Google Drive in a file accessed on March 3, 2023, the same week Mr. Peterson filed for divorce. The judge turned to Mark. Mr. Peterson, you testified under oath that you did not access to this wallet. Do you wish to revise your testimony? Mark's attorney whispered arrogantly in his ear. Mark cleared his throat. Your Honor, I may have checked it once or twice, but I still consider it separate property. Mr. Peterson, the judge interrupted, her voice sharp. You lied under oath in my courtroom. That is perjury. I am referring this matter to District Attorney's office. Mark looked like he might faint. The judge continued. Furthermore, this Bitcoin investment was made during your marriage and never disclosed. Colorado is in equitable distribution state. I'm awarding Mr. Peterson 50% of the current value of the Bitcoin wallet, $6,900 plus an additional $100,000 in sanctions for your dishonesty and obstruction of this proceeding. Mark was forced to liquidate half of Bitcoin immediately. Lisa received a check for $7,100. But the consequences for Mark didn't stop there. The perjury charges were filed. Mark ended up pleading guilty a lesser charge and paid $50,000 fine. He also lost his job when his employer found out about the court case. His relationship with his kids suffered too. Emma, at 13, was old enough to understand what her father had done. You lied to Mom, she told him during one visitation. You lied to everyone. How can I trust you? Tyler was younger but confused why Dad suddenly had less time for them. Meanwhile, Lisa used her portion wisely. She paid off the house, set up college funds for both kids, invested the rest conservatively. She also went back to school part-time to get her master's degree in education, something she'd always wanted but could never afford. For the first time in 15 years, Lisa felt financially secure, not because of a man, because of her own fight for what was rightfully hers. A year later, Lisa was having coffee with her best friend Rachel. Do you ever regret it? Rachel asked, going after him so hard. Lisa shook her head. Not for a second. He made a choice to lie, to hide money from his own family while I struggled. That's not too much about the money. It's about respect. It's about partnership. And if you hadn't found the laptop, Lisa smiled grimly, he would have gotten away with it. He'd be living his best life while I was scraping by on teacher's salary. She took a sip of coffee. Rachel, if there is one thing I learned from this, trust but verify. Know your family's finances. Ask questions. Don't let anyone make you feel stupid for waiting to understand where the money is. Today, Lisa is thriving. Mark is rebuilding his life in a little humbler and lot poorer. And that laptop, Lisa keeps it on her desk as a reminder. Sometimes the most valuable things are hidden in plain sight. Alright everyone, let's see what people are saying about this crazy divorce story. Here are top 5 comments. As someone who's been in crypto since 2014, I can tell you, there's no way he forgot about 28 Bitcoin. You check that balance daily when it's worth that much. He knew exactly what he was doing. Glad he got cut. Comment number 4. I'm a family law attorney and I've seen this so many times. Spouses hiding crypto, NFTs, offshore accounts. Always hire a forensic accountant in high assets divorces. Always. This wife did everything right. Comment number 3. The fact that he let his hits go without while sitting on $1 million is what gets me. Soccer camp was too expensive? What kind of father does that? He deserved everything. He got and more. Comment number 2. Plot twist. If he had just been honest from the start and said, hey, I have this Bitcoin, let's use it for our family, they might not have even gotten divorced. They lie is always worse than the truth. What an idiot. Comment number 1. He lied under oath and still tried to keep it all, and then got hit with perjury charges, lost his job, and had to pay $700,000. This is what we call FAFO, F around and find out. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The digital forensic guy is the real MVP here.